The thing is, man, I've been scammed my whole life. Like, all sorts of people told me, oh, this will work. This will change your life. This will change everything. Just join me, brother. Let's do it. Next thing you know, I join their program, or I start eating the way that they say is going to work, or I just try it out. And a lot of times, uh, it never works, because even if it does work, there's always minor adjustments that you might need to make as an individual to make it work for you. And that's the problem with just copying someone else's program, is that, whether it be nutritional, everyone's genetic is different, whether it be how to make money, you're buying someone's course online. Everyone has different skills and talents. So the problem is, I'm not saying that you can't follow people and gain inspiration from people, but what I'm trying to say is no one on earth might have the exact program for you. You might have a unique way of doing things, and you might actually discover something new that changes the whole industry. Whether you're in fitness, you might discover something new, or maybe, you know, you just have your own way of doing things. Maybe you're not really discovering anything new, but maybe you're combining the information differently in a way that no one else has before. Um, so, that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Is like in the Bible, it says, beware of false prophets. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is there's a lot of people in this world, whether you want to call them grifters or whatever, who will pretend like they have the keys for everything, but they might not have a complete source of information. But the problem is, in today's economy, our basic living needs aren't met unless you make a lot of money. So a lot of people feel the need to, like, present themselves as this all-knowing entity so they can gain a following. But the problem with that is, I don't know anyone who has all the answers. And the problem is, in today's society, a lot of times if you're humble, people mistake that for you, like, being dumb in a sense. And that's just not true. A lot of times the most humble person actually knows the most, and that's why they're humble. There's a saying, and the way that the saying goes is that a mark of intelligence is someone who can entertain an idea without accepting it as truth. And I really do believe that there's a lot of merit to that, because think about it. If you are presented with new information and your ego is so bad that you're not able to let go and readjust your opinion based off the new information, then you have a problem. Because how are we going to evolve as a society if we're not willing to accept new information? And for people to think we've discovered everything there is to discover, like, come on, do you really believe that? So ultimately, in my opinion, it is very important to be open-minded so that we're able to keep learning and growing. And the problem is, a lot of people feel threatened by new information because maybe their livelihood depends on it. Like, maybe they're a doctor or a dentist, and maybe you discover a new way of healing the body online and you try to talk to your doctor about it and they don't believe you. Or maybe you read the Western A. Price book and you talk to your dentist about how healing teeth is possible. My teeth are messed up, I got to try to heal them, and they don't believe you because they're afraid they might lose their job. And that's the problem, is like, the economy should not be set up that way. We should be protecting our dentists and doctors in such a way that they don't have to feel threatened, like they might lose their job. But the problem is, the pharmaceutical industry has a chokehold on a lot of these people. I feel like a lot of dentists and doctors don't even have much power. I saw this Instagram video of this dentist who literally got fired for learning that you could heal teeth. And so that's what I'm saying, is these dentists and doctors are under a chokehold regime where they don't even have the freedom to practice as they wish. And that is sickening, and that needs to change. So, and it's not just dentists and doctors. It's a lot of people online, even though they might not have like a boss telling them, like, oh, you can't do this. They still feel like even just a lot of like internet marketers, they feel like, oh, if I change my opinion every year, then my following won't trust me. And that's just not right. I have, if anything, more respect for my friend Nick than almost anyone I've seen in the online community, because he was willing to change his views. You know what I'm saying? And he was willing to update people on it. And so shout out to my bro Nick Caputo. I don't agree with the way that he eats. I'm not really a big meat eater, but he was willing to change when what he was doing wasn't working for him. And I think we need more of that. We need more people that are willing to admit, I don't know all the answers. And yes, if you want to hit me up for one-on-one coaching, feel free. But what I teach you today, they might discover something new a year from now, and I'm not afraid to admit that. So stay away from influencers who are afraid to admit that they don't know everything. Stay away from influencers who aren't humble. Stay away from influencers who think they know everything. I've seen people bash juicing greens because they just believe in eating fruit. Or mostly fruit, maybe a little bit of greens. I've seen people bash such amazing health practices, like even, oh, gosh, I've seen people bash so many things, right? And so I've seen people bash fruit. And so don't fall for it, guys. Listen to your body, listen to God, and listen to your intuition. And if you need any help, I've been through a lot. I've experimented with a lot, so I might be able to help you as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I've made so many mistakes that if you want to hit me up for coaching, you can learn through my mistakes so you don't have to go through the same mistakes. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to spread awareness about how a lot of people will lie to you, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, because their ego gets gratification out of thinking they know everything. And so beware of false prophets, and make sure that if you learn from someone, they're humble and they're willing to admit that they don't have all the answers, so that you and them can grow and learn together. Because a lot of times, when someone tries to be your teacher, they'll try to put you below them because they're not willing to learn and grow. They want to be the all-knowing almighty, and they want to make you the dumb little student. And they frame it in a way that's very scammy. Like, you don't know anything, I know everything, buy my course and I'll give you the answers. Very scammy. Versus like, we're all human, we're all learning together, buy my coaching and we'll learn and grow together. You see the difference? And the most knowledgeable coaches are oftentimes the most humble, because the more you know, the more that you realize you don't know, if that makes sense. Because the more you know, the more information you realize is out there, the more humble you become. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Until next one, I'm out. Love and peace.